Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the all-new 2020 Subaru Legacy. This particular one is in the limited package, so it's pretty much fully loaded. So as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the Legacy, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. A big shout out and thank you to Mark Miller Subaru here in Midtown, Utah for providing us with the vehicle. If you're in the market for a new Subaru, check out their inventory in the link below. The hood of the 2020 Legacy, we have two different engine options: a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder and then a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. Both of them are flat type engines, and then both of them go through a CVT transmission that mimics 8 speeds. In terms of power outputs, the naturally aspirated engine has 182 horsepower and then 176 pound-feet of torque, whereas the 2.4 liter turbo has 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. This particular Legacy has the 2.5 liter. Let's go over things on the front end of the new Legacy. So we've got these nice little lines on the hood, make the car look a little bit more muscular. We've got the Subaru logo just down below, and then we've got this new headlight cluster. So it looks similar to the past generation, but you can see there's this kind of like little line right there. I like that detail. The outside part looks pretty similar. We've got the projector bulb, which I'm pretty sure it used to be out there on the end, so they kind of moved it in a little bit, makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Fog lights are just down below right there, and then they kind of do like a faux front splitter on the front end, and then you can see all of the air intakes there on the front. Pretty cool look in general. On the side here we have 225mm tires in the front and the rear, 18-inch rims. I really like the design that they do with this. So they've got these silver rims and they've got these black inserts with it. It almost looks like a blade in a way. It's just a pretty cool look in general. And then if you notice, they kind of do the blue all across the car, so they even do body colored mirrors, all that. So everything accent wise is all blue because this particular one has obviously a blue paint job. Here is our key fob for the Legacy. So you got a couple functions. You got your lock and unlock and trunk release. If we press that, that'll unlock the trunk, and then you can see it pops up a little bit. You've just got to do a little bit of work to get it the rest of the way. And we can see that we've got a couple sets of floor mats. So we've got a rubber floor mats, and then you've got your cloth floor mat, says Legacy on it. Trunk space in here is more than adequate, and we actually go under all of this. You can see that you've got little jacks, all that kind of stuff. Comes with a full fix, a flat kit, but let's head to the back. So now with the rest of the rear, I love these new LED taillights. I just love how clean that they look, how they just designed the LEDs. Looks very, very nice. You got your Subaru badge, all-wheel drive badge, Legacy, Subaru logo in the back, and you can see there's parking sensors in the rear as well. But now let's go to the side. Now in the rear here, we've got this nice leather padding all along the door. I really love the look of it. We've got some soft touch up there, more leather padding here, a bunch of contrasted stitching. You've got your window control here, and everything around the window controls actually looks nice material-wise. They've got this really nice black trim too. And then we can see these seats here in the rear. So full leather, you can actually pull the seats down if you want, so you can have stuff go through the trunk. And then inside here, we've got the setup for all of the cup holders. Heated seats in the rear, which is a nice little touch. Got some charging stations, vents there. We've got some pockets here in the rear, and then the leather continues onto the back of the seats, which is a really nice touch. Some manufacturers will cheap out and just have plastic back there. And then see, legroom in the rear is plentiful. Keyless entry here in the rear, so one touch to lock it, and then to unlock it, just put your hand on the back of the door handle and it'll unlock. And then we can look at the panel here in the front. Looks identical to the rear, so more of that really nice leather with the stitching, more leather just down below right here. All of your window controls, more of that really nice black trim. You've got your mirror adjustments, memory seats as well. And then when you look at the seats, so first off, you can see they're fully power adjustable with a little lumbar. And I love the look of these seats. So full leather, they've got these really nice bolsters, nice contrasted stitching as well. And then when you look at the pedals just down below, and then this is for your trunk, that's for the screens to brighten or dim them. And then you can notice that the steering wheel is going to be manually adjustable here on the Legacy. And finally, I forgot to mention, Harman Kardon sound system. So Harman Kardon, I love the sound systems that they make. Super premium sound system, has a really good sound quality in general. Start the Legacy, put your foot on the brake, push the push start, and it'll start right up. You can see the gauges will do a sweep, and then the Subaru logo will just like explode. I think it's a cool little graphic. We've got the Subaru logo on the center of the steering wheel, and then over here we have all of our controls for the cruise control. It does have adaptive cruise control, and this is your steering assist with that, which is a really neat feature. Phone controls right here. These are for that little center screen. We'll go over that momentarily. And then this is for like your radio, voice commands, all that. I really like the steering wheel in general. Nice stitching on the center of it. It's really grippy, easy to hold. And then over here, you've got your light stock, also your turn signal stock. And then on the other side, you can see you've got your windshield wiper stock. And just before we go over into the center cluster, I like how they've done the stitching here on the dash too, just doing soft touch in places, so it makes the interior look a lot more premium. And here's our center gauge cluster, so you can see RPMs on the left side. On the right side, we've got our speed, and then there's a couple different menus that you can scroll through. So like I said, you can get different bits of information on the vehicle, so you can see all of the different menus that you can kind of scroll through on this. Pretty standard setup in general, but it's easy to use. So we've got the center touchscreen right here. You've got analog rated controls flanking both sides of it, and then you've got your climate controls on both sides. It does come with a dual zone climate, but it's cool. You've got a bunch of different pages. So like you got car info, for example, so you can see that it gives you your different driving statistics, all that kind of stuff. You can see you can customize the safety tech, and then it even gives you information on maintenance, which I think is a really cool thing in general. And then you can see you can add different shortcuts. You got your phone tab. On top of it, you've got your radio, all that kind of stuff. Really good touchscreen in general, and response time on it, it's actually pretty good. And then note that you've got your seat controls here on the touchscreen, so you see kind of control of that, and then you can turn on the heated seats all via the touchscreen. And then if we pop it into reverse, the camera system will pop up right there. So you've got some trajectory lines, and there's little lines that will turn with it. And you can see you've got the parking sensors, and then this will come with like rear cross traffic alert. So if someone is behind you while you're backing up, it'll definitely let you know. Our parking brake right here, we've got a couple USB ports right in that little area. The shifter's getting in the way. I actually really like this shifter. It's got this nice black trim on the top. And then here's your different gears. You do have a manual shift mode, so if you want to shift the gears yourself, you got to use the paddle shifters. You just bump the stick over or start using the paddle shifters, whatever you prefer. Cup holders just behind that. Then you've got your center console lined with leather, really soft to the touch. And then you can open this up for a little bit more storage space. And then before we go into the glove box, just look at all of the materials around it. You've got this nice leather, really nice stitching all around the glove box. Beautiful black trim is kind of like a little bit of extra storage. But we don't have a glove box lined with felt. That's where all of your owner's manuals are going to be, and storage space is actually pretty adequate there. So up top, we've got a little sunglass holder right here. You can get a sunroof optioned out if you would like. They've got lights up here, and other than that, they keep things pretty simple up top in the Legacy. Now that we've wrapped things up on the interior, let's go over pricing. So this particular Legacy in the limited package, stickers for just over $31,000 before any type of market adjustment. And I'm actually really impressed with the new Outback that I reviewed. I believe it was earlier last month. And then this Legacy so far, the interiors on this, like just the interior quality, everything looks and feels really nice to the touch. And for $31,000, getting all-wheel drive and an interior this nice that just all pulls together, super impressed. But let's take the 2020 Legacy out to see how it drives. Normally this is the portion of the video where I talk about visibility, but look at this. This is how you like extend this little, it's like a little lip. Oh yeah, anyways, visibility with the Legacy. So you can see over the hood, it's really easy to see in general. Flat 4 engines, because you can put them lower down on the car, it helps so they can make the hoods a little bit more sloped. You can see visibility throughout both the mirrors, and by the way, you do get blind spot monitoring as well, safety tech wise. And then you can see in the rear as well. So visibility in general for a sedan is actually really solid. So first, setting off here in the Legacy, let's talk about road noise and ride quality. So in terms of road noise, there's not a whole lot. If you're hearing wind noise, it's because there's this little thing in the window, and so the window's slightly cracked open, and that's why there's a little bit of wind coming in. But in general, really quiet on the cabin. You don't hear a whole lot. And then in terms of ride quality, it's actually really smooth in general. It feels a little bit smoother than the Impreza, if that's kind of like a baseline for you guys to kind of figure things off of. Now, as we are taking this turn, let's talk about steering feel. So steering is really light in general on the Legacy, pretty direct as well. But I mean, the steering wheel is actually pretty small, which makes it feel a little bit sportier. I like smaller diameter steering wheels. But yeah, steering on it, solid. Let's get a little acceleration here with the Legacy. Gears down pretty quickly. Obviously, I imagine the turbocharged engine with so much more power and torque is gonna be a lot quicker, and I will get a review up on one of those as soon as they start landing at the dealership. But anyways, Acceleration is pretty good with this, and you know what you're going to lack in power, you are going to make up for in fuel economy with this 2.5 liter. So let's wrap things up on the 2020 Legacy. I'm actually really impressed with this new Legacy. Like I said, my favorite part about this car is the interior, and the reason I'm mentioning that is this car is only about $30,000, which sounds like a lot of money, but the average new car is $38,000. So this one is significantly less than the average new car. You get all-wheel drive. You get this really nice interior with all these safety tech as well. And so it's just such a good value. And right now, in terms of new cars, I feel like Subaru is just killing it in terms of value, since they've made their interiors on their newer models so much nicer. So if you are on the market for an all-wheel drive sedan, definitely check out this new Legacy. And there we have it, everyone, the 2020 Subaru Legacy in the limited trim package. I really love what Subaru is doing with a lot of their new vehicles. They've taken their interiors, made them so much nicer. Everything quality-wise on them is super nice. They've always been reliable, but now they've got super nice interiors as well. But as always, a big shout out and thank you to Mark Miller Subaru here in Utah for providing us with the Legacy. If you're in the market for a Subaru, check out their inventory in the link below. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you thought, and then I will see all of you in that next video. That freaking spewed. All these cars lately have just been spewing water, and there's water on my camera.